So welcome to today's episode of The Art of Feeling Better, my little podcast where I meet with incredible people doing incredible things. And the topic is always pretty much what it says in the title, how to feel better, because everybody at the moment is feeling it. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your background is, everybody's really feeling 2025, especially at the moment. So whatever we can pass on and whatever conversations we can have that give a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of hope, and just sharing different perspectives and different thoughts and different ideas. So today I have with me the wonderful Tom Collins, who has been a regular fixture for us for years now. Every time we've done a show, you've always been there. You've always been there performing. And you're probably going to be blushing because I'm going to be gushing about what an incredible musician you are, and you're local to us as well. But yeah, your music, I love your music. I really do love your music, and I love the vibe and some of the stuff you've been putting out on Instagram lately, actually, because you've got something to say as well, and I love that. It's not just music for music's sake, is it? And that's why I wanted to chat to you, because you're performing in August at our event, and you've performed at all of our Tribe Fest since the beginning. But that was the first time we did anything like that around here. And then ever since, even though it's absolutely pissed down every time we've done it since, you've always come back to us, and this year it is no exception. But this year we're doing a real stripped back version, which we were just chatting about then. It's all going to be very stripped back, and we're going to make it all acoustic, and we're making it all about young people and youth voice this year. So it's all around trying to explore the topic of, we called it Reimagining Education, because as you know, it's a contentious topic, and I do like to have my say when it comes to education, because I'm so passionate about it, because I work with young people for a long time, and I can see the gaps, and I can see some of the harm that's being done to the next generation. So I'm really passionate about changes being made and collecting amazing people along the way that are doing great things and have something to say. So this year it is all about putting our young people up front and hearing what young people have to say. And part of that is creativity, and it's around self-expression, and with that comes what I always talk about as music medicine. So I really wanted to catch up with you today just to talk about that topic. But I know that you work with young people, and you have so much interaction, and you probably have way more wisdom than me, because you're younger than me. I'm an old bird now, but your perspective is going to be really useful mixed to the conversation. So whatever you're happy to share, I'd love to hear your thoughts around how the start of music, because you're a musician. That's that for me, that's the main reason I wanted to talk to you, was about how music helps you and how that creative outlet helps, and how you want to pass it on to other people, but also your own experience with school. Anything you want to share, or your experience with your job now, because that's relevant.
Yeah, I mean, for going back to school, obviously it's changed a lot since I was there. I mean, I've nearly, just over 10 years. I left high school. Things are very different now. Social media is huge. Kids are on phones all the time. There's a lot more. There's more of a lens now on, obviously, like additional needs, which is fantastic. People are getting a little bit more support in that sense. So things have changed a lot. I had a good experience in school. I think from my job now, so I work for the Flintshire play team, and my perspective now has probably changed with education.
Is it?
Yeah, I think in the sense, I don't really agree with a lot of stuff that. I think there's a lot of restrictions on things. Like coming from a play background, play just seems like a bonus in school. That free time, yeah, exactly. And a lot of the time, if you're a naughty kid, you playtime's banned, and it's like, really, do you know what I mean? Like that's, for me, like play's like a necessity.
Yeah.
Through the job I've done the last few years now, I've learned a lot about it, and I think kids need that freedom. It's why important they need to get outdoors. They need that engagement, that interaction, and the structured environment isn't always the way. I know school helps you get your maths, your English and science and all that, and it helps you read and write. It's important, but I think there's different ways you can help people and give them a kind of a filter to vent to. Because I think, when I was doing my GCSEs, it was like, you need to do a language, you need to do a humanity.
You kind of heard it down.
Yeah. And you've got to go to university. And, I went to university and it was great. It was a making of me, but I picked a course that I enjoyed. I picked music.
Yeah.
And, it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. But some people do get you know, push down that road of, well, they need to do something academic, they need to benefit their career, but not everyone knows what they're going to do. I'm 27, I still don't know what I want to do.
I'm 47, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Do you know what I mean? There's I think we need to get out of this traditional kind of thing of you need to do this, this and this to get to this. No, it's whatever you choose, and whatever, you're not going to have the same job for the rest of your life. You know, you'll explore different places, different outlets, really. So I just think, it does need to change. Whether it has changed now, I don't know, because I'm not actually
you're not in it. You're not in that system, are you? I think I love that, because the whole point of me creating Mojo School was that kind of have that safe space to explore. And I think you're spot on there. For me, it's about you explore where you want to go. What is the end game for you? What matters to you? What means something to you? Once you've kind of thought, that's what I want to do, how do you want to get there? There's no prescription even then. No. How do you want to get there? What's the adventure you're going to take? And if you side quest on the way, that's cool. You can ditch that and go that way. And we're not taught that. We were taught that you're going to fail if you don't do exactly what's expected of you. The pressure is just massive, isn't it? It's massive. It's huge. So were you musical when you were younger? Did you do music in school?
Not at all.
No way. Did not know that.
No,
really?
So music was like a scary thing to me. Like, going back to when I was probably 10, 11, I was petrified of going to a school show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But my mum's always kind of tapped me on the shoulder, said you need to get singing lessons. I've never shook it, like karaoke on holiday, whatever. Nervous, school plays, didn't like doing that. I was shy. I was a shy kid.
Were you?
Really shy. I was a hermit. I was just.
I
didn't do any sports or anything. I was rubbish at sports. Still am. You know, I enjoy football now, but like, I was never, and I was also never like, I've not got a musical family, so no one's kind of.
So you didn't have that thing.
No, and you know, a lot of, typically, I reckon 90% of musicians have had a CD or a record passed to them, said, have a listen to this.
Wow.
Never had that. My dad was into the Jam. He was into George Michael. He was into Meatloaf. My mum was into like Duran Duran and all the 80s stuff. I was never once shown it, but, you know. So, you know, I didn't know who like Oasis were until I was about 10 or 11. I heard Wonderwall. I mean, my head come off, you know, all these. And I kind of found that slowly, like, my outlet for that, like indie rock and stuff like that. That's kind of what I try and portray in my music. But I was just used to having Pop Party CDs in the cabinet, or Westlife and Boyzone, all the cheese stuff.
Yeah.
So that's all that was there. That was all to find. So music was never apparent to me until really I was 17.
So that's really inspirational for people out there who assume that it's just that's your track forever and that's it, and you have to be confident to go into music. So that's a great thing for anyone at home that's thinking, well, that's not me, because obviously you can change that at any point. What was it then? Was there a moment or a thing or what?
Yeah, a lot. When I get asked this, I never like, cause singing's obviously a personal thing. I've never had singing lessons.
You have really?
Never.
No way.
And people say, like, when did you know you could sing? And it's like, well, I don't know. I can't pinpoint it really. Yeah. It just kind of comes, But I've always been I've had a good relationship with words. I liked English in school, so like writing poems and rhymes was like my forte. Like when I was 10, I wrote a poem for Remembrance Day. Stood up in front of school and read it. It was in the paper and everything. Wow. So I loved the idea of things rhyming and telling stories. So like that was always instilled in me. But music, like singing, playing a guitar, that was like, I was fearful of that. And then I was 17. I went to watch my mate's covers band. And I was just like, quite like that. I'd like to have a go at that. And then all of a sudden, I was like, Mum, I want a guitar for Christmas. And then that Christmas, got a cheap guitar. And I mean, when I say cheap, it was from Aldi in the middle aisle.
Gosh, so it was middle aisle.
Literally.
Mate.
It was probably about 20, 30 quid. Because they knew, they thought, well, that's it. They thought he might not, might not carry on. Because, a lot of things I took up upon, I quit. Because I was
just like, I'm doing karate this week, and that,
because I tried sports when I was younger, and but if I wasn't good at something, my confidence, I'd knock myself down. I was awful with my confidence, and then, but for some reason, something just brought me to a guitar and my voice, and then that was it. And
that's
I was just
meant to be doing, isn't it?
That's it. That's what I mean. And I just stuck at it, and then that was the moment I just like, right, I want to, I'm going to write songs. I wrote rhymes and poems. And then
so it was the songwriting that came first. Oh, some people say it's the melodies and the music, and then they learn how to songwrite.
I'm not a guitarist. I'll
songwriting.
Hold my hands up for the rest of my days. I'm not a guitarist.
Play your guitar,
but I'm not like, I don't know my scales enough, and I don't know any theory of music really.
Callum's like that, self-taught.
Yeah, I got it up on YouTube when I was a kid, and that was it. I just GDC, and I'm laughing. Do you know what I mean? I'll explore the rest.
You've got the chords you need, haven't you? For
exactly. So
that's really cool. That's interesting, because that's one of the benefits, I guess, of things like YouTube. You can learn anything nowadays, can't you?
And YouTube's always evolving. YouTube for me, Like YouTube was massive when I was a kid. It's still massive now. It's
Yeah,
never really died. I
good
think
point.
people have learned from it, like, you know, but it's still huge. You know, I don't watch. I watch
Yeah.
YouTube when I go to bed. I don't
That's
watch telly. I watch.
YouTube.
There's so much information on there,
Yeah, you're
isn't
right
there?
there.
And
You are
TikTok's
right.
another one. I think like
Yeah.
people used to use Google, but now you can search things on TikTok.
Yeah, it's becoming a search
Yeah.
engine now, TikTok, isn't it? It's
That's
trying to
it.
make itself into a search engine, which is great. And that's the plus side, isn't it? That's the
Yeah,
benefits of
100%,
things
yeah.
like technology. And I've had this conversation with all kinds of different people as well, that it's great because technology has given us access to the rest of the world, but people are
Yeah.
feeling more lonely than ever. But
Yeah.
we've got access to so much stuff. So that's the paradox there, isn't it?
It
That we
is, yeah.
shouldn't be feeling lonely because we're connected to anything and everything 24 hours a day. Like I can remember back when me and Craig were always talking about this, things were so special because we didn't really have access to them all the time, and we
Yeah.
look forward to going to, like, you won't remember this.
I probably just missed the boat.
I think you did. Yeah,
because I was
Blockbuster,
born
VHS.
late 90s.
Yeah, same
So
as
I've missed it up really.
99,
97 I am,
97
yeah.
are you? So you have missed that bit, but just before you'd have to wait until a Friday night to
Yeah.
go to Blockbuster Video to
Yeah.
get a VHS, and you
Yeah.
look forward to watching a movie. And like the TV channels, they'd be off. You know, you watch Neighbours and that end, there's nothing on telly now, nothing. And you have to wait for it, and then
we're spoiled almost, aren't we? We've got like the TV's dying, CD's dying.
It is.
I know we're going down a tangent here.
No, but it's relevant though, because you've got everything you need. And I think sometimes that overwhelm and that sense of immediate gratification and expectation, it comes at a price, because then you don't learn that emotional intelligence of actually sometimes there's disappointment in life, sometimes things are difficult, sometimes things are stressful, and it kind of it brings a lot of pleasure and a lot of good things and a lot of connections, and you can learn lots of things. At the same time, it takes away a lot of the human element of actually being a human.
It does, yeah.
We're not meant to really have all this stuff.
We're spoon-fed too much.
I think that is it, and I think a lot of people going on about snowflake generation, and I've got issues with that, because it's like I'd hate to be growing up now. I would hate to be a kid.
I've said to my mum before, and I haven't got kids. You know, me and my girlfriend, we're still living at home, mum and dad, but like having kids scares the shit
That's
out
horrible,
of me.
that, isn't it? That you're not even getting excited about starting a family because of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
hard.
you know, I've worked in schools and my job and stuff, and you see these kids, they've got, you know, they're bouncing off the wall, but you know, the parents are struggling at home, and then it comes on from the teachers, and the kids don't know themselves. You know, it's not their fault that they're angry or emotional. That, you know, there's so many things going on, and it's, you know, they've missed 2 years of development through COVID, a lot of them. And then it's just like the world that we live in now, it's scary. I don't know whether because we're more aware of it, because I'm a lot older now and I can see things, and I watch, you know, I don't watch the news anymore, I refuse to watch it. But, you know, you see things, you hear things, everything's so much more accessible. For example, celebrities, you know what every celebrity's doing, which is mad. It's crazy to think, isn't it?
I would never have known that. Like, sometimes you might buy a magazine and there'd be an article about it, but you will never have an insight into these lives.
It's mad. It is crazy.
It is, and I do feel like, because obviously my background's in that kind of celebrity, fashiony space, and the toxicity there, it's always bothered me even when I was in it. And I look more and more now at kids kind of in this influencer culture. I'm like, well, I understand it, but it's not healthy. It's not good. There's got to be a sense of reality. And like spaces like this, you know, we see just beautiful spaces that are completely overlooked and ignored because people are too busy doing this, and they don't recognise actually what would make you feel better isn't looking up how to fix anxiety on a digital phone. It's getting into a space where you can picking up an instrument, picking up a football, or going to do something and climbing a tree, or doing the stuff that, you know, that is accessible and often free or low cost. That's what heals people, and that's what helps people feel better, but they just haven't got the access because we're driven down this techie space. And it's difficult, isn't it? And but play it, and your job as well, which is great that you've got that angle of, you know, we've nabbed you as the musician, and you've got your experience as a play worker. I was talking to a couple of people yesterday about this kind of penny drop moment I had, because I've been speaking about how adults and parents, and with you saying about, you know, being afraid of having kids, I think you'd be great because you understand it. You know, you understand it because of your job, so you would be able to be, you know, parent your kids brilliantly, albeit in a world that's a bit shit, so they'd have to still navigate this space, but at least they'd have a fighting chance, because you know how to raise them. But we were talking about adults. Kids are never the problem, ever. I don't care what you say, the kid is never the problem. It's always the environment. The adults are always the problem. We either don't listen, we don't listen to hear what's going on, or we don't read the body language or the cues, or we are stuck in our own minds and our own,
or stuck on our phones ourselves,
or stuck on our phones, or distracted by something, or already overwhelmed and angry, so we can't be present. So it's always the adult, even though you think kids are being naughty, they're not. But we're taught we have to model good behaviour, and I've always tried to do this as a parent. I've not always got it right, And I was talking about this in terms of supporting parents at the moment. One of our projects, how we can support parents, model the behaviour you want to see. And then I thought, oh my gosh, actually, what we do as adults, we model the gold standard is repressing your emotions, trying to be successful, get on with it, try and mask your emotions and be good. That's what we're modeling, and we're modeling this expectation.
It's like the school thing,
in school and at home. We model this: just get on with it, just don't rock the boat, just be good, just try and make it through. I know school's shit, but you have to go anyway. And then we model our behaviours, which don't really match with our own emotions. But really, it should be the other way around, and it should be play. What we should be doing is using imagination, play, unconditional positive regard, like you see with kids. Like, I don't care who you are, I'm gonna play with you, and as long as you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to be a superhero today. I'm going to explore what makes me happy. I'm going to explore what lights me up. I'm going to really explore my environment. So little kids, actually, we should be learning from them, because that's how humans should be existing, be curious. And some of the therapeutic work I have to do in the most traumatized communities, trying to teach people how to play as adults, like with addiction and homelessness, is getting into the space where actually, let's think about getting creative and playing. And it's usually, no, I can't do that, I'm not allowed to do that, because it was restricted in the earlier years. And that's the problem, is we're not encouraged to do these things. So thinking about play and thinking about imagination and music, how has music helped you, or how has music kind of shaped you, and what is your plan musically? What do you want to do with your music?
I think like retrospectively, I've always been quite an emotional, like sensitive child. I'm not scared to admit that at all.
Right, it's a strength, mate.
On like, I've never been like afraid to show my emotions. So I think having music has been a good outlet for that as well. But to be honest, a lot of my music really comes from my perception of things. So it's not necessarily my personal experience. Like, don't get me wrong, I've wrote, a lot of my early stuff is the boy meets girl narrative and experience of relationships. Through, and it's so easy to resonate, because everyone's come across someone, and bad experience with girls and all that stuff. So
that's therapeutic at the time, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
of course
it's the way
it
you
is.
Process stuff.
Yeah, and then like my newer stuff as such is very much about how the world is. So a lot of them are, a lot of them are drawn from my job. So in some of the communities we work in, they are, very, there's a lot of deprivation, there's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of kids that don't get 3 meals a day. And for me, that's striking, because I've been so lucky and fortunate to have a mum and dad that support me from day one. So it's like, that is like, how aren't they getting that?
The older you get, the more it hits you, doesn't it? And you're like, geez, you get out of your own head a bit. And you think, God, this is actually happening in my community as well.
And then like the last few singles I brought out, they're all kind of stories about the kids I've met and the kids I've seen, and how their life might lead with the background that they're from. But it's also trying to highlight that it doesn't matter what background you're from, you can achieve things. Don't think that you're tarnished with the same brush.
Absolutely. There's always opportunities. But I think it's down to finding that one person. I talk a lot in different communities about this, especially deprived communities. And it usually is, I'm like, what's that one magic moment? You've had an absolute shit show since birth. You've had so many difficult things. What was it? And it's always one person, one social worker, one teacher, one friend, somebody that actually saw
someone's
something.
Been a role model, it
saw your potential.
That's been, I think, in the world of work, that's always been my goal, to be a role model. Like my mum screamed at me for she wants me to be a teacher from day one, like even through school. She's like, I think
don't go in there, sister.
And she's like, I think you make a great teacher. And
she's right, but not in that education system.
I've dipped my foot in loads of times, and I'm like, no, you're all
not
right.
For me, mate,
Because I've got the nice balance in play work, so I get to work in schools, but I'm not there the whole time. I get to, see them in a different light and become a different, different adult to them.
Yeah, but you are a teacher, but not in the traditional school classroom sense. You're teaching all the time.
So I think being a role model is massively important in these deprived areas. And I think if I can do that for my songwriting, if someone can be affected by that, then I feel like I'm doing a good job. I'm getting a relief from that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And because that's you connecting in with your purpose. And some of the work that I do is around exploring. People don't know what they want, but when you connect in with your purpose and what you're here to do, you just know it's like click, lined up. Then you've got to explore how to deliver that, like you're doing now. Is like, I know what I'm meant to do. How can I get it out there, and who can I help, and what are the spaces I need to move in? But that's being human and finding purpose and finding relevance. And this event in August, and you're going to meet Mr. Anthony Willoughby, and I always talk about Anthony. You're going to love him. He just goes all over the world, meeting all kinds of people from different tribes and different cultures. And the conversations he has, which he's going to share, are all about relevance and how in every different culture, people just want to find their thing. They want to find relevance in the world. How can they show up and shine and do what they're meant to be here doing? And I think in the West especially, it's just cut out of us from the very beginning. It's just that is not even a conversation. We're not taught that. We're taught to just do what you're told and don't explore what matters to you. And I think for me, the power of these kind of conversations, these kind of environments, and creativity in general, especially music, because music for me is massive anyway. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you explore things like play and, you know, here's a guitar, pick it up and see if it does anything. If it doesn't, cool, have a go at that, see what that means, because you'll find something that really hits you, won't you? Like you saying sport, I didn't like sport, you might have loved sport and that would have been your thing, but you have to have the opportunity to go near these things and experience these things and find the right role model for you. So, but things are shifting, they are shifting, and we are doing good things. So I'm excited for August, even though it's a smaller version of what we normally do. I think it's going to pack a punch and be really powerful.
I think it's best to do it that way, because like you need to remember as well, we're in North Wales. Like you're doing well to even put on a festival in North Wales, because there's nothing. There is nothing going on in North Wales. I'm sorry. I know Wrexham is probably the hot spot, if you like, for general cultural events. You know, you've got Focus Wales that goes on. There's venues there. There's some bands playing. The football club are doing well, but
there's nothing really, is there?
You go on the coast, what is here? There's nothing.
No, there's nothing.
It's sad, and that's why, you know, it frustrates me, because like I've been doing music for so long, and I struggle because there's bands that have been going for 9 months, and they'll sell out a gig in Liverpool.
I know, because they're in a city.
Exactly, and they've got that network. And I go to Liverpool and I struggle to. It's like, what? Pay a tenner to come watch you? And
like, it's just. I know, it's so frustrating, hard. Isn't it? It is so frustrating.
Well, that's the world we live in. That's something I beat myself up about sometimes. It's like, well,
it's hard, isn't it?
You know, it's like, am I good enough for this? But it's like, it's so hard.
You so are, but you're staying true to your roots as well. At the same time, you could just sell out, couldn't you? And you could go over and start and go move to a city and do something else.
That's it, and then brand myself as a Liverpoolian or whatever, even though I sound like one.
We all have that Welsh, that twang, don't we? People think we're from Liverpool. But no, I think it's staying true to your values and your roots as well, and doing it the right way, because that's what actually lights you up. And you look at the music industry itself, and you look at all the toxicity there, and people that are putting on those masks, and they might be selling out places, but what's going on in the background? They're scraping the barrel. They're not making money, or they've got a massive amount of issues going on, again, with the mental health. There's a massive level of addiction and relationship breaking down and toxic people preying off you. And you see it a lot of the time with musicians that end up, and I watch and I think, why is nobody asking that person if they're okay? It's very obvious there's something going on, but they're making the money, so they won't. So at least you're staying in a space where music means something to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And music it's doing what it's meant to do. It's not, you know, it's not getting into that toxic space. As frustrating as it is, it's the same for us with festivals. It's the same for me with my work. I see people doing similar things slightly less ethically or in different spaces, and and I can't break into that space because I'm staying true to my roots. But I'd rather do that, I think, than than sell out. So I think this beautiful space as well, we'll just keep going year on year, and we're putting things on the map, and we've been growing and things have gotten bigger. So next year we're going to hopefully do something where we make up more of the space. We might even do a little roadshow, a little tour, and do something else on different parts of Wales. Cool, so that's sort of on my mind. I've always wanted to get a tour bus and just go and do cool stuff in different spaces around Wales. So we don't know. We'll see what happens, see what flows right. But I have 3 questions that I always ask my guests. And I didn't tell you about that because it's always better if you just say what you think. So cool. I always ask, and it's a really big question with this one. So whatever just comes to your mind, what is the biggest thing that needs to change in the world right now? It's a big one, isn't it?
That is a big question. Where do I start?
What's the worst thing going on? What's the thing that's like, this has got to change? This is the biggie for you.
Yeah, I really don't know.
I'm going to ask you the second one because this is an easy one, and then we can go back to the first one. So the second one is, what little thing, if someone's watching, and this is called the art of feeling better, little thing someone can do every day, something that you do that helps you, because I'm helping everyone build a toolbox. So if I ask every single person one little thing that they do that helps them, people have got access to loads of information then. So if there's something that you do or something that helps you that you can pass on a bit of wisdom that helps you feel better.
I'd say listen to music.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a day go back, and I'll just do it naturally, because if I haven't got music on in the car, it's like I need to get
something
on.
really. So you notice when music is missing.
I don't, to be honest. I need to do more like exercise really, because that I don't get out as much. Like I used to be quite active in the gym. I was quite like I try and play football every now and then.
You feel better for it.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
I'm not great. I'll do 5-side with mates, and we're not good. We just go for a laugh, and it's fitness. I think just running around for an hour just helps your head so much.
Do you know what, those two things, that music, doing something, moving in some way, music, that's like the ultimate healing ingredients. I thought you would say music. I resonate with that completely. It just shifts your mood, doesn't it? It is literally is medicine. And this is why we're always trying to combat again the education system, like, just remove it, it's a secondary thing.
Even stroking an animal. I've heard that stroking an animal is a huge, doesn't it help your
it regulates your nervous system, it increases loads of chemicals in your body. Cats are really good for that, because they're really helpful.
I'm not really a cat person, but I'm a dog person.
Great. It's usually one or the other, but pets.
But that is just like having my dog, seeing my dog every day is like, because you never get bored of that.
No,
feeling,
you don't.
do you?
And those chemicals that rush through your system is brilliant. Yeah, that's a good one.
But listen to music's number one. Yeah, there you go. There's 3.
You got 3 top tips.
Going back to that first one.
Have you got any thoughts? There's a lot that needs changing.
The first word that comes to my head was attitude. Like,
ooh, yes, okay.
I think as a it's very broad, that, but
it's relevant.
But I think people need to change their attitude. I mean, I'm talking about people from the top. Who are getting all this money. Like I've wrote songs about obviously the changes in politics and all that stuff. And I'm not a huge political person, but I think from a general broad middle sense that things do need to change for the better, because there's people from the top who are getting millions and millions of pounds, and they're not making a difference whatsoever. They don't care about us. I've got a song that literally says the leaders don't care about us.
I think I've heard that, because because obviously you've been, because you're local, you're a musician. You came across our radar, and we're like, oh, brilliant musician, brilliant voice, whether you believe it or not, brilliant playing the guitar, whether you believe it or not, great. And you've been playing music for us at these festivals. And recently, just as I start to shift into this, this festival's got meaning now. We want something to say, and I was thinking, I'm going to reach out to Tom and just see, has he got any music that's not the standard normal charty relationship stuff, but has, and I'd seen it. I'm like, hang on a minute. And then I kept seeing your stuff on Instagram, like, oh my God, he's literally doing what I was going to ask him. So you're already doing it.
Yeah, for me, I've always said, and like, sometimes maybe I should go back down the route of talking about, not love, but like, I wrote a song recently. It's called No Fairy Tales, and it's about happy endings not existing. So it's playing on the Disney kind of vibe. But a lot of my stuff is very socially conscious. Yeah. And for me, I write that stuff because it means something, but 2, I feel like it resonates with others.
It does.
And 3, what's the point in writing about something that doesn't matter?
I get you,
that's
because that's music for the sake of music.
And I get that people don't, some people like, I don't want that rammed down my throats and stuff. And I'm not trying to ram it down anyone's throats. I'm just trying to share my light on what I think's going on in the world and what I don't. That's what makes you a good role model, right? Yeah. That's what makes you do exactly what you want to do. It all ties in. I'd like to think so. It totally ties in, and and a lot of people, and there's no knocking it. And I say this about things that are topics like wealth and money and status. If that's what's on your radar, cool, knock yourself out if that means something to you. And if making music just for the sake of... There's no money in music.
No, there isn't.
There's no money.
Making music for the sake of music so that you can make money, that's okay, but you're probably not going to find that works, because it's the people that above you are going to make the money out of that. Yeah. So you might as well make music for something important. Make music that means something, that shares something, that brings people together, because that's what music is for. That's the power. It's not meant to line pockets. It's meant to like fill souls up instead. So that's the kind of music you're doing. I think it's brilliant. I love it. And it brings me on to this. My last question is always my favorite one, is I have a Spotify playlist that's also called The Art of Feeling Better. And I've asked all my guests to tell me, and you'll probably struggle with this because there'll be loads, but is there one song when you like, I'm having a really bad day, I want to feel better? Is there any song that you go, that's your go-to feel good?
Oh, do you know what? There's quite a few actually that I can put, like, and say like cheer me up in a sense.
Yeah, that's the one.
A lot of 90s stuff, like Get What You Give by New Radicals.
Oh,
it's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
But I put that on.
Ages.
Yeah, and I love Lucky Man by The Verve.
Oh, tune that's going on then. Yeah. Lucky Man's a good one.
Songs like that. All Right by Supergrass.
Yeah, that's proper 90s
I know they're very like
no.
Britpop 90s and that, but
they feel good songs though, aren't they? They do.
Like Get What You Give especially, that is like,
it's great.
makes you feel good straight away, cheers me up.
going on in the car on the way home. So I'm going to add all 3 of those that you've mentioned. I'm going to
Yeah.
add them to the playlist. And we've got loads on there now, you know, because I've been doing this for about a year now, this podcast. And I've had some real random songs that I've never heard before. And that's the power of music again, in it, that I've heard songs that I would never have heard that I now love and that cheer me up. I've shared a few of mine. Got a couple of Welsh songs on there that language and culture and things like that. And somebody, one of my guests, in the middle of March, wanted Chris Rea, Driving Home for Christmas.
Oh, nice, okay.
Christmas song, because it made them feel good.
Fair enough. It's not my cup of tea, but fair enough.
It's whatever's relevant. If that gives you those feelings, I think it's brilliant. So
I get called a Grinch, I do, but I'm very much 1st of December kind of guy.
Are you? You're like, yeah.
And that's what I'm like. No, end of November, maybe, like, I'll dip my foot in, but
that's it, done.
If people celebrate in summer, I'm like, no thanks.
No,
I'm a summer person.
Yeah,
love the sun.
I love the sun, you know, I do.
Longer days, it just makes you feel better.
There's definitely
winter gets me down, like,
it's a big thing though, it is, when people start to sort of go into
it's weird, isn't it, how seasons can make you feel and that.
Huge impact.
Because some people love it. Some people like love wrapping up and getting cozy.
Yeah, I'm hearing people saying at the moment, oh, I can't wait, it's nearly autumn. I'm like, oh no, I start to feel like I really need to help myself more.
Spring is when I like start.
Yeah, same with me. I feel so much better in spring. Yeah, as soon as green things and the flowers start coming up, I feel like, oh great, we've got a few months of
bit of life coming.
Yeah, it's the light as well. I love the lighter stuff as well. So thank you for that. That's brilliant. That's a great, you know, it's just good to have these conversations, and we can pass this on to all of, you know, everybody who's out there listening across the channels. We can share it with our young people, with our youth tribe, because you're really that generation now that's like the one up from them. You are the role model for our youth tribe. And yeah, I really appreciate your time as well. So August the 16th, we've got this closed event, so you can't even get it on public tickets at the moment. But if you are a young person, if you are a parent, if you are a teacher or in the education space, this is our free event. So you don't have to pay anything. You just have to get yourself to North Wales. And we're having a whole day full of really cool stuff, really good conversations. And Tom is going to be playing. So if that's not enough of a hook, I don't know what is. We're just going to use you for your music. No, we're not really. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and look forward to August.